Welcome to Module 5, Outcome Management. This module is where NPC really differentiate itself from older Salesforce Nonprofit solution. Outcome management is built natively into NPC and it answers one of the most critical questions any nonprofit faces. Did our work actually make a difference? Let's get into it. We will cover why outcome matters, what an outcome plan is, what indicators are, how they connect, and then build one together in the org. The fundraising landscape for nonprofit has shifted significantly over the past decade. Funders are no longer satisfied with activity data alone. Knowing that you serve 200 people is nice, but was there a change in those people's lives? That's the so what question, and it's being asked increasingly by foundation, government, funders, individual, major donor, and boards. As you look at this slide, think of each row as answering a different question in the process. Output is the activity complete. That is what you look at when you need services delivered this period. Outcome is the change achieved. That is what you look at when you need client condition improved. Indicators show how outcome is measured. That is what you look at when you need targetable, repeatable metric. Indicator result is the actual measured value. That is what you look at when you need performance evidence over time. If you remember one thing from this slide, remember that each object has a distinct job. Once that clicks, the rest of the module gets much easier. This comparison is really about choosing the cleaner operating model. On the left, weak measurement pattern usually looks like activity counts only, no clear targets, and hard to prove mission impact. On the right, strong measurement pattern looks more like outcome plans with indicators, defined targets and cadence, and evidence-ready reporting. If I were guiding a team, I would deliberately steer towards the right-hand pattern here because it creates a more stable process and cleaner records over time. In practice, this is the sequence I would follow. First, define outcome at program level. Next, create indicators with clear units. Then set baseline and target values. After the plan result collection cadence. What matter here is not just the checklist, it is the discipline of doing the steps in an order the whole team can repeat without reinventing the process each time. Let's get into the org and do a walkthrough. Let's look at any one of the outcome. Take for example, we have an outcome by name improve access to food. Now this particular outcome, we want the intended direction to increase and the status is active. Now this outcome has got activity and the indicator assignment. So first let's look at the activity. So the activity with respect to outcome improve food access is community food pantry. It is tied to a benefit or a service food distribution. It is also tied to a program by name community nutrition. Then if I go back to outcome, there is an indicator associated with it, which is reduction in mixed meals. Now, for this particular indicator, we want its direction to be decreased. And in the relator, we have indicator performance period. This we will discuss in the next video. So just to reiterate, we have an outcome. That outcome has got activities and indicator assignment. Activities are where we link it to a program, we link it to a benefit or a service. And then if I go back to outcome, we also have an indicator. Now let's look at the summary of what we have done so far. Outcome are the change you create, distinct from outputs, which are activities. An outcome plan in NPC is your measurement framework. Indicators are the specific measurable data points you track. The structure is outcome plan containing indicator, and outcome plans can be linked to programs for program level reporting. In the next video, we are covering how to track progress against those indicators over time.